Okay, in this video, let's start with this right here. Start with something really nice. Okay. Ball comes exactly how you turn. Great first dribble. Great second dribble. You take the space. You keep in front of her. Okay. And then you lose it. All right. So let's try to see if we can find something here or a different solution. Okay. So, yeah, that's tricky. The options weren't really open. All right. So, like, Nora was an option. That was a little tight right there. That through ball to Ratu. Right? And if none of those open up, Kenzie, right, what you want to do is just talk to Nora, and Nora should come inside. Okay? So nothing was really there, right? I mean, you could probably have played that ball through those center backs there. That's a pretty tricky ball, or maybe even like do a right foot flick over the top. Any of those are going to be pretty brilliant, right? But they did a good job keeping shape here, right? I think you could have probably maybe stayed in front. You'd beat her and you allowed her to like get there. So like I probably would have cut in front of her so she's behind you, right? Which would probably cause this player to come out and open up that lane, right? But you let her back in. See, she comes out now, right? And then the second she steps, that's when you have a 2v1 on that center back, Kenzie, right? But because you let that girl take the side of you when you'd already beat her, right? That caused that glitch right there. Okay? You don't want to lose that ball. So, right, if you're going to do anything, play the ball here, right? Nora will come inside, right? You just overlap it, right? And then Nora's going to play a ball in. But great drive. That was fun to watch. Okay, next clip. Right here. Okay, I can tell you didn't have a plan, right? Your plan was to receive the ball. Again, they had really nice defensive shape here, right? They collapse on you, but because you didn't take that first touch and didn't really have that plan, this is getting trickier, Kenzie, right? Defenders are getting better right there. I don't think there's a forward option right there. That's where you got to maybe drop it back. I probably would have dropped it back. I mean, you got to be pretty freaking brilliant right there on that first touch because they will collapse on you and that will open up if you can, but you got to be out of your mind technical there. So, that first touch, that vision, that pass to be able to play that. Otherwise, just a simple pass back here, let her distribute it into these wide players here is probably the correct option. Next clip. Okay, were you ready at all? Right, your body language showed you weren't ready, and then that is the result of it. Like, that's frustrating, right? And at a high level, unacceptable because you're not engaged at all. You've shut off completely, right? You dodged that, right? And this is the part that absolutely can't happen at a high level, right? So you're stabbing at the ball and you let her out. You gotta keep them in. Like, look at, you have all these numbers around here, right? You win that ball, right? And you're attacking at a lot of different options, but you let them out, and now you're going to do a 40-yard run here, right? AP made that tackle. That's what it's got to look like. You got to make those tackles. AP goes in hard. She wins that tackle. Okay? At this point, we've said it enough, and you got to practice it, all right? You can't just go into these tackles like half-hearted, and that's only 5 minutes into the game. You got to go for blood, right? Nora and AP are literally going into tackles, especially Nora, like they're trying to like knock the lights out of the other person. Okay, good pass, great ball movement by you guys, right? That needs to go in. You got to be saying, yeah, play Addie, play, like, right? Addie holds that ball, finds you through. But you guys did a 30-yard pass, the easiest thing ever, right? You got to combine. If you can't work the ball up the field, there's no possible way that you guys are going to be able to beat any decent team. Okay, next clip, right? You just got knocked off that ball, right? So here, first of all, you came in slow. Right here, you should be flying into that, right? You know she's going to throw a hip. You got to, right? What the heck? Right? See, AP's playing physical, Kenzie. You play physical against everyone except for the girls. You got to step it up. I don't understand. Okay, awesome first touch. All right, nice and easy. Let the play develop. Find your pocket of space here. Call out the passes. Literally be the coach out there. Nice. Okay, can you... That's a fine idea right there. Offsides. Any other better ideas? Good. Steal. Nice. Tell her to hold the ball for you, right? You're not trying to get in. You're just trying to, like, work up the field. Okay, let's see it. That's just got to be practiced. Good run, though. I like these runs that you're making. Yep, good. Oh, that was the best kind of build-up play by your team. But I like that run that you were making right there. Good idea. Good first touch. So this is, I think, where the problem lies. Look at, so 1, 2, 3 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have a back line of 6. You have 3 players, and then you have 2 coming. So right here, you got to realize, like, this needs to... Addie needs to come too, right? Addie, check 2, right? Addie drops it to you, then you can go in, right? Or you need to make that first run here and then check in underneath right here. I think you also stop when you play that. Like, watch your movement. So you play it and you stop, right? You just gave that defender time to get compressed versus you, right? Why don't you play the ball and move forward at the same time, right? So play yourself in, it's called. So when you pass that ball, you should be running onto that pass, not stopping and then having to run again. That consumes energy, gives the other team time to get compact, right? If you would have played that ball and been moving, you would have been here and the defender would have been here, right? Which would have meant now she's there. She's in front of you, right? If you would have played the ball and been making the run at the same time, you would have been here and you would have got it back. Just like a give and go, Kenzie, right? That's a huge thing that we learned from this game, right? If you play that ball and don't stop, you'll be able to do a give and go, right? Because you stopped after that pass, I'll show you again just so you can see it, right? And hit it, right? You stop. Okay. As that 10, you need to be compressing. The ball should never get over you. You should think of it like that. Oh, the ball's behind you, right? You should have been backed up. The second that ball gets back, you should be compressing, staying tight with AP here. That's another one. You know what I mean? You got to be able to read that ball body language. Like, you let the ball behind you. Don't let the ball behind you is the rule that you have in your head. I am not going to let them pass the ball behind me. Right? I'm not going to let that player. You make them go square. You make them go back. Right? But you don't let them go forward. Right here. You do not allow this ball to go anywhere here. Right? You read her body language. Figure out she's a righty. Right? And block this pass here. But then you let the ball pass, and now you're going to have to do a lot of compact movement here. And that's just like shifting side to side and blocking that. Okay, nice steal. Because you came back here, right? Since you came back with some pace, the ball comes right to you, right? Right there, you stole it. You hadn't looked up yet, right? No one was ready. And you tried to kind of jam that ball in that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 2, right? Build the play, right? Build the play. I would say start with Quinn, right? Because Quinn's a great passer, right? And then try to make 2v1. So Quinn drives there, right? You come into this pocket here, right? Maybe you do a give and go with Quinn here, right? And you're working kind of like how you and Alyssa would work together up the field. Okay, second half. You played forward. You did a much better job because you didn't have to cover so much distance. I think playing a 10 for you in this role is an awesome opportunity for you to learn how to defend and have to do, right? Great. That was just insane. I didn't see this, but this is probably one of the best foot skill vision demonstration. I could watch this 1,000 times, Mackenzie. This is what you're capable of. This is like some of the most high level, that movement, that hezi right there that we talk about. That was the hezi. That was the hezi step, Kenzie. Right? Amazing, girl. So amazing. That, oh my gosh, croqueta. But that was the hezi, the step. And then you played that through ball in. Insane. Congratulations, Kenzie. Huge moment. Okay. Right there. I don't know why you stopped, right? I would have ran right through that double team, that girl, right? It's Quinn's job to hold her. It's your job to get in and sandwich her and win that ball, right? You give up and you let them out. And that just, it's not bringing out the best ability that you are as a defender. Crazy touch, insane touch, great foot skills, right? Okay. Just a absolute another beauty of offensive demonstration of what you can offer. Okay. He took all defensive responsibility. All right, so Chloe's a good defender. Let's see how we can beat her. Okay. Right, you cut here. So what is the better option? Boom. Okay. So this is the better option, Kenzie. Right? Right here. You don't need to beat her right there. What I need you to learn how to do is say Addie. Okay, this is playing yourself in. Addie, check 2, right? You could have used Quinn, but then Chloe would have compressed it and you would have got back. These vertical passes into Addie where you literally pass it and sprint. So you pass it, and as you're passing it, you sprint just 3 yards, right? So that Chloe stops and doesn't track your speed. You got to be faster than Chloe off that pass. Addie drops it to you. Right now, you've left Chloe in the dust, right? And it's 3, Quinn, Addie, and you versus the 2 center backs. Playing yourself in, right? Pass it, sprint. Yeah, Addie, here, drop. That's all you say. Addie, drop. Addie, hold. Addie, drop. Addie, here, drop. Come to, right? Any of those things to cue her, to stop her run and be a wall pass for you. Another huge learning opportunity in the game, right? This is what I'm excited about. I love doing this stuff because these are just areas to improve on, right? This is how you become great, right? You show what you got in a game and then you learn from it. But if we don't do the review, you don't learn. And then you make the same mistakes and you do learn, but it's the slower way. Okay, right there, I'd have been calling for the ball, right? Awesome touch. Incredible ball, Kenzie. Like, these are the things. I don't think anyone is better than you in these moments, how you're doing this stuff. Okay, here, you got to be faster. You got to be lightning if you're going to be a forward here, right? Technically, incredible. Your shot, as you know, you haven't been practicing it. You know what I mean? Left foot curlers there. We got to get back to the lab. You got to start working on it. Backyard. I'll play the ball, take a shot, right? So that it's easy and it's like passing the ball in the back of the net. Like that. Okay. Literally, Rose just did it. That's what I'm saying. Play yourself in. Notice that when she made that pass, incredible. She sprinted into the space. That's what I'm trying to teach you about playing yourself in. But you can do it vertically too. Meaning, like, instead of give and go these passes, this way. Pass here, sprint here. All right, here's your brilliance, right? Easiest thing I've seen all day, right? Why does it work? Because you shielded her eyesight. You cut her, made her think you're going to pass, left foot goal, right? Standard all day. One last thing about this is you posted her up back to, if she's going to be aggressive, you got to hold her off. But yeah, try to do that more. I think maybe that on corner kicks, that's how you should be standing. Like this right here. Because I rarely see you running in, headering the ball, or I never see you back shooting. It just never really goes to you. So I think maybe like back to goal is your thing. Try it more, see if it develops. If not, we'll work on some other stuff, and then we'll build some new. Just want to see. Okay, first of all, a goalie doesn't want to be far post there. That's wrong. She should be near post. So tell her you need to be near post, because the likelihood that she's going to go far post there, near post is a lot closer. She can go near post and cover far post. All right, that was embarrassing. Okay. You know, like, what are you doing, right? Why would you chase the near, like this pass? You just, all right, you have to start here, force her to go that way, and then when she takes the touch, that's when you go get her. Got cut off by the worst outs. Oh, man. And then in those moments, like when the ball goes there, you're supposed to be the one closing off this lane and figuring out how to cut her angle off, but also maybe like try to get that ball there. Almost done. We got maybe like 5 more minutes. Another moment, defensive, like, dude, you gotta care. You gotta try. Like, offensively, you're a freaking ace. You're a 10 out of 10, right? That looks like, dude, you got it in you. I've seen you defend. Super Kenzie is in you. You can steal the ball from full-grown adults. You can steal it from 13-year-olds. But you gotta, it looks like you don't care. It looks like that's not on your mind. Right? You look focused right now. You look like you're going to shred. Okay? She picked it off. What is the option? She's cutting off that angle, right? Like we talked about. What do? Yeah. Play yourself in. Okay? Here is more of like I'm going to play that ball there. She's going to come in here and probably Quinn, and then you're making that run, and Quinn's going to play it to you. So that ball goes here, right? They start to step. Quinn's making the run. Ball down the sideline. Quinn's there. You're in the middle. Back post, near post, right? Finish. Goal. Again, like Kenzie. Oh, it's painful, girl. You got to step that up. That's footwork. We need to go and do speed ladder right there. Side to side shuffling, right? The cone thing I was talking about, where I'll try to hit the ball and knock it into cones, and you have to like read my pass and shift side to side and block those lanes. So you're trying to get ball feet. That was ball space. You should have been running the line, like sprinting here, and then get it in and you're on a breakaway. But you were calling ball to feet, and then they're able to get compact. That should have been, there's the line. Come in, running, in behind her, right? Defenders here, and then you're getting it there. Good learning opportunity on runs now. I know you love ball to feet, right? That was a ball in space. Awesome learning opportunity. You start understanding that, put that image in your mind, find that scenario again, practicing that, and you got it. Yeah, there's a lot more in this game. Great touch. Easy build. Ooh. Go inside, telling her. Inside, keep going. Right? And that'll give you time to get around, right? And then through. Or it'll open up this pass. Okay, right here. Same thing. Just overlap her, dude. Right? Why? Right now? That's not going to work, right? Over or underlap her there, right? Because then she's driving inside. She'll hit this pass here. She'll see this ball in here, right? And now you're overlapped and you're coming back inside. Ball comes in through that gap, and now you're running into it like that. Unfortunate touch. Towards the end of the game, you got rattled and frustrated. And beautiful. Nice build. Nice and easy. I don't even want to talk about this. This is... Honestly, if in this, like, know your players, right? You're going to play that ball to her. You need to be close to her and support her, right? So play here. Okay. Don't run away, right? Too much traffic here. You need to build up. I would have probably overlapped her there, right? There, and then start coming, right? And then you can play in that ball right there. Overlap. Ball comes in here. You guys are terrible at making runs. That should never have happened. I would have went the one way I came, right there. So little fake, like the space is there, right? Scissors, 1, 2. You're driving in here. She'll step next. Hit that player. Give and go. You're in here. Play that player, right? Give and go. Finish walking in the back of the net. Give and go your way into the field. Yeah, and I don't think there was much context in the end, as far as the got really panicky and stuff. Right there, you got to fake that, Kenzie. You got to, like, you're trying to run into a trap right here, right? So fake inside, like a scissors, come here, right? Back post, cross, or shot or something. All right. Hope you learned something. Love you. Bye.